Alright, welcome back to Autodesk Maya 2017. In this tutorial we're going to talk about different types of modeling objects in Maya. And this tutorial, there's lots of things that you can use in Maya. Maya can be used for rigging, for animation, and for particles, for creating uh, all kinds of different things, actual objects, sculpting. So the main modeling objects in Maya, there's primarily three types that we're going to go through in this scene here. So as I advance this little slideshow here, just to kind of give you an idea, we have the polygon objects, which are definitely the most used throughout the 3D world. Basically made up of faces, edges, and vertices. And I'm going to show you some visual examples of this in Maya too, but I'm just going to show you this quick slideshow. But they're primarily used for creating models in games, films, web, mobile devices, and VR. The great thing about polygons is they're very flexible in their use, and they're great for texturing and for modeling for pretty much anything. So they are very, very flexible in terms of the modeling process, and that's why they're so widely used. So yeah, here's an example of a TRex that I created in Maya and Mudbox, which is also an Autodesk product. And this model has several, thousands of polygons, and the high-res version, which had millions of polygons. Each one was, sort of little quads, little squares, and then rendered a little background area here on a plane. But basically, they're polygon objects. And this is really difficult to do with other types of modeling, so but great for polygon modeling. NURBS, which stands for non-uniform rational B-splines, are the sort of original modeling that Maya came up with from version number 1. And NURBS were very difficult to use with. Basically, they're this very complicated math to create these sort of patch surfaces, which are based upon sort of curves. And they're particularly used in industrial design because the hard surface kind of interesting shapes can be really interesting with NURBS. Animation, of course, NURBS are used for rigging and for controls. And then scientific visualization areas, so those three areas primarily. But they are used, some modelers actually use it for other assets. The cool thing about Maya is the flexibility of converting one type of modeling kit to another. So you can actually convert NURBS into polygon geometry and use it for something else. So the cool thing about NURBS is they're very smooth and very easy to use in a way with the smoothness. So these spheres are really easy to create and add these checkers. But the problem is you can't really do the kind of extrusions and modeling you can do with polygons. So they are limited, but they are interesting. And then we have NURBS curves, which are used for constructing the objects, and they can also use for motion paths, animation, and controls and deformations. So you can see here this sort of shade I have here with a couple of curves here, and here if I shrink one, the top is shrinking down interactively. Typically curves though is used in animation, so for my TRex here I actually rigged using curves. All these sort of controls are curves in order to select the object, and yeah, they have controls set up for animation. So that's the basic overview of those objects. Let me show you some stuff in Maya now. So I have the same two curves set up. You can see here this little curve and this one, and there's a construction history with this object here. So when I click on this here, let me see if I can click on it. I got this dome background here. Let me just delete this dome here. It's light. There we go. So I have this curve selected here, and as I interactively adjust, you can see it's interactive in terms of how it was constructed here. So I'm not going to go into detail on how to create this for this tutorial. It's just kind of a general overview. I just want to show you the different kinds. So the next one, of course, is the polygons. So here's the polygons, and polygons are great because you can go into its components and do things like extrusions. You can't do this with NURBS geometry. not in this exact same way. So really interesting stuff to play around with. And then of course actual NURBS surfaces you can actually create. So in here in the shelf I can actually just click on one of these and the NURBS surface geometry has been already created for me, like the sphere here. If I go into the poly input, there's a start sweep. If I drag here and end sweep, and you can kind of see the separation there of that seam. So this is very different, very unique surface compared to polygons. But those are the three main ones, and this is sort of a general overview of these different objects in Maya. Until next time, see you soon in Autodesk Maya. Cheers.